Lahat, welcome sa ating market briefing. So to start, let me share my screen with you. Ayan po. So let's start with Japanese yen kasi yan yung unang lumabas, no? So kung papansinin ninyo, ang Japanese yen ay down pa rin siya. Why do we say it's still down? Kasi may series ka of decreasing highs and decreasing lows pa rin. Ano po? So, very much intact pa rin ang downtrend ng Japanese yen. More so, if you consider the higher time frame, kung paano yung ginagalaw niya over the higher time frame, you will realize that it has been intact since bumaba siya on this day, no? So, since nung nag-bend siya dito, tuloy-tuloy na po yung pagbaba niya hanggang sa ngayon. As of now, we couldn't say that it is already going up or it is starting to reverse because we do not see any break of market structure. Kung titingnan mo yung daily niya kasi, yung lower low niya ay patuloy pa rin. So we are expecting it will hit. If it will continue its behavior na lower low, then most likely it will hit this price level. This price level is at 102.52. Ayan po, 102.52 yan po yung uh, price level na to. So yan malamang ang tatamaan niya within today or within the next few days. So if you look at your hourly, papansinin mo, no, kung napansin mo yung akyat ng daily mo, 'di ba nakita mo parang up siya ngayon. Up siya because it is registering yung correction na nangyayari dito sa hourly mo. Yung hourly mo kasi 'di ba, baba, akyat. So yung ang ibig lang sabihin nun, 'di ba, we have already discussed that na if you want to ascertain whether your trend is moving your trend is sustainably moving on its direction, dapat ang kanyang mga pullback or ang kanyang mga correction should fall within the area of Fibonacci level. So let's try to find out kung tumatama po siya, no? Yan, so nasa range na po siya ngayon ng 38.2 up to 50%. So it's between that level. So still it is, we may say that it is doing a healthy correction. Yun nga lang po, ang inaabangan po natin ngayon, if you look at your lower time frame, where do you sell or saan ka dapat mag-sell ngayon? Is this area a good time to sell? Is this area a good area to sell? Kasi ito po ay, kung papansinin ninyo, these are all areas of value. Lahat ito ay pwedeng pagselan. But of course, you have to make a judgment call kung saan ka magsisell dito. So kung ikaw ngayon ang magdidesisyon, saan ka magsisell dito? Dito ba? Will you sell here? Or will you sell here? Or will you sell here? So yun po yung sasagutin nyo sa sarili nyo pagka tinatanong nyo yan. Ano? Ngayon, kung magba-base ka naman sa previous movements niya, saan nagkakaroon ng significance ang mga trend line na to? So napansin mo na dito sa 50-day moving average, it seems to have retained its significance with the price movements, with the present price movements. Kasi kung papansinin natin, dito naging support siya, dito nag-support siya, dito nag-resist siya. Nag-resist siya dito sa Pinocchio bar na to. This is a false show of strength, ano? So when you see a Pinocchio bar, ibig sabihin yan, it is a false show of strength. Meaning in this case, it is a false show of strength on the upward movement of the Japanese yen against the upward movement of the USD against the Japanese yen. So yan po yung ibig sabihin niyan. So you may take this level here as a significant resistance kasi marami ang pumasok diyan after na hindi natakot yung mga sellers na pumasok after the breach. So ibig sabihin na naig pa rin yung sellers dito kahit lumagpas na siya. So dito naman, kung titingnan mo, well, are you going to place your bets on this? So kung titingnan mo yung itsura ng ano niya ngayon, ng itsura ng kanyang chart formation ngayon, it is an impending reversal formation, ano, pero wala pa. Because it has to be confirmed by kasi kanina po yan, nung last hour, ang nangyari po dito sa bar na to, it looked like a shooting star kanina. So kung hindi po mangyayari yan, pagka naguluhan kayo sa next na ipapakita ng closing nito, all you have to do is blend your candlesticks. Meaning when you blend your candlesticks, you combine them together and come up with either you can combine multiple or two candlesticks, minimum of two candlesticks, and you will come up with a single candlestick that will clearly define kung saan papunta ang market. So more or less, kahit na mag-the same sila ng ano mamaya, it will be if it falls on the same closing as with the opening of the previous bar, then it will become a doji bar. Pag naging doji bar po yan, malamang it will become an evening star. So pagka nag-evening star, malamang bumaba po siya. So if you look at the smaller time frame, sa 15-minute niya, titingnan mo ngayon kung pababa ba siya o paakyat. Kasi kung if you look at this, merong hindi magandang namumuo, ano? Kasi I am saying na hindi magandang namumuo because this is a series of increasing highs and it is a series of increasing lows. Ito yung high mo, ito yung low mo. But this one, take note again, ito ay significant resistance. Kasi sa hourly mo, nag-hold yan. 103.32 or 103.30 something. Yan, ito 103.33 is also a resistance in the hourly. So kung if it is a significant resistance in the hourly, tingnan nyo yung price movements niya dati. Then, yan po ang magiging recommendation natin na selling area for the Japanese yen at this time. So I would recommend a selling at 103.32. Ang target mo is 102.50. Ang 102.50 po ay galing yan sa Fibonacci extension ng ating chart. If you look at the 4 hours, yan, if you extend yung murahin ko lang ito. Tapos, I'll just put a Fibonacci extension, no? Yan, kung papansinin nyo po, 102.469. So, malapit na. Ipagpalagay mo na lang, mag-whole number na lang tayo. Kaya po, ang target niya is 102.50. Ang cut loss mo dito is just 22 pips. So, it is minimal. Yung risk mo is minimal compared with the profit potential. Kasi ang mahirap sa Japanese yen, ano po, although napakaliit ng galaw niya every day, hindi ka mauubusan ng medyo ang chances mo rito na matalo ng malaki for each day of trade is slim in the sense that it does not move aggressively as compared to other currencies. Yun nga lang, pag napag-iwanan ka, mag-aantay ka kasi napakatagal ng balik niya sa presyo. Ang pag-aantay ng correction niya is just like waiting for, alam nyo kung familiar kayo dun sa hayop na sloth, kung gumalaw siya, di ba, napakatagal, parang gusto mo nang apurahin. Ganun po ang movement ng Japanese yen kasi sa ngayon. I don't know kung bakit napakakupad ng kilos niya, but it seems like it is in a zen state ngayon, ano, ang Japanese yen. So Araw-araw gumagalaw siya ng ilang pips lang, 50, 60 pips. So kung wala na pong katanungan sa Japanese yen, tayo naman po ay mapunta sa Euro USD. Ang Euro USD naman ay since wala pa namang wala pa tayong, we don't have any evidence kasi what we always wait for here is evidence. So kung walang evidence, number one na kalaban mo dito ang suspetya. Pag pinatulan mo ang suspetya mo rito, malamang kesa hindi, madalas ang talo mo. Kasi ang suspetya po dito ay pag walang katibayan, madalas talo ka dito sa sa galaw ng market na ito. No, we cannot base our actions merely on suspetya. Ayan. Ang suspetya po para sa mga may bahay siguro, no, pero para sa atin sa trading, we cannot afford that. So ito po yung galaw niya, na break po niya, ito yung magiging target niya. So yan pa rin ang magiging target niya. Ang ngayon is magko-correct ba siya? Most likely magko-correct po siya. Magko-correct hanggang saang level? Well, it's anybody's guess. It can correct up to this level or it may correct up to this level. Kasi obviously, mukhang mas kinikilingan niya ang 50-day moving average ngayon. So malamang mamayang hapon nakalagpas na po yung 50-day moving average dito sa trend line mo. So malamang it will be just in time for it to correct up to this level mamayang hapon because we are looking at 4 hours. So ayan po ang pwede niyang yung 4-hour level ng EMA 50 mo is right now 2150. Parang ang laki. You don't have to wait for 2150 kasi isang buong galaw na yan maghapon. Malamang po magko-correct siya hanggang dito 2220 mamayang hapon up to this afternoon before it will resume its upward peak towards 1.2296. So we would recommend a buying for euro at 1.2220. Ang take profit mo is 2287, which is very near 2296 kasi nag-approximate lang po tayo. And ang cut loss mo is 26 pips based on 13 pips hourly ATR. So kung wala na pong katanungan sa Euro USD, we can now move on to GBP USD. Ang GBP USD naman po, ang GBP USD might be doing a correction for today. Ayan, kasi bakit natin sinabi na it is due for correction today? If you notice, yes ma'am. Ay, electric fan po ata. Opo, tatakpan ko lang. Ayan. Sa ano po? Yes ma'am. Hindi ko ba na-edit? Ayan, sige po. Sorry po. 18 na yung birthday ng namatay kong mama. Ayan, so today is the birthday of my mom in heaven. So happy birthday to her. Ngayon po ay December 18, so tama na yung date natin. Ayan, so ang po natin sa British Pound, it may correct up to 35.60 area. So wait for it to break yung trend line. Ano yung trend line na sinasabi natin dito? The trend line that we are referring to here is ayan po. Ito po kasi yung trend line na sinasabi natin. Kasi since hourly siya, nagkakaroon ka ng mga di ba? For us to confirm that bumalik na siya sa trend line ng daily. So ngayon at bumalik na siya, then we will ang magiging assumption natin dito is selling na po yung trend for the day because ito nga po 'yon. Yan po yung tinitingnan po natin. Ito po yung trend line mo sa daily mo, naabot mo yung taas, so more or less it will try again to make a hit at least to this level 32.63. Yan. Pero syempre hindi niya isang buong araw nagagalawin yan. So let's take yung ating 4 hours kung saan siya pwedeng humantong ngayon, ano? Kung saan siya pwedeng bumaba ngayon. Ah, nakakadala itong failure swing na to. Normally, if you see a failure swing kasi, dapat po nag-aano yan, nagbabadya or nagpapatunay na meron kang weakness sa underlying security mo. So kung meron kang weakness sa underlying security mo, yan tulad niyan, halimbawa 'di ba paakyat siya, yung ano mo, if you try to make this bigger, ano po? Ayan. So ito yung high mo, ito yung next high mo, mas mataas siya pero mas mababa yung kanyang reading ng RSI. So that is a divergence, ano po? Ngayon, ang nangyari naman dito, meron kang dalawang peak, tapos mas mababa yung isang peak mo. Mas mababa yung RSI niya. Ang tawag po dyan ay failure swing. So pagka nakakakita ka ng ganyan, ibig daw sabihin nawawalan na ng steam ang previous, ang current trend mo. So more or less, pagka nag-correct yan, kapatol-patol siya. So if you look at this, no, kung aaralin mo to, nung nagpakita itong evening star mo, kapatol-patol siya dito because dahil dito sa failure swing mo. Tapos tumama ka eksakto sa trend line. That is your thought process dapat kung paano ang pag-a-analyze ng market. Hindi yung basta-basta tingin ka ng formation, ito ano to, ito ganito to. Hindi po ganon. It should be in the light of trend lines or support, and it should be in the light of areas of value. At saka yung mga ano mo, yung mga momentum signals mo, gagamitin mo siya in conjunction with your price action. So ayun po. What should have been the ideal here is dito po ang selling. Pero ngayon, at least nakapag-antay ka na, nag-break previous, you have first break of your low, which is the first signal ng downward mo. Second break of your low, which is the confirmation of your downtrend. Kasi meron ka ng series of decreasing highs and decreasing lows. Kaya po ang nire-recommend natin is at the level of sell at the level of 35.60, ang target mo ay 34.50. Ang 34.50 po ay galing yan dito sa low na ito. Yung previous low dito, it should hit this. So ang inaantay po natin, kung titingnan natin itong mga malalaking wave na ginagalaw niya, it should break this for us to be able to say that there is a strong possibility that the price will go down. Kasi kung titingnan mo itong galaw na to, it has to break this one before it can create a signal na warning sign that the price is going down. Tapos magko-correct na naman siya. Tapos the second time that it will break the low, dun na po mako-confirm yung downtrend sa iyong ang tawag dito, hourly chart. So by that time na nag-correct po na po siya, na nakapag-create na siya ng dalawang series ng decreasing lows and decreasing highs, mako-confirm na rin itong target na 32, anong low nito? Wala akong nakitang window. Bakit walang window? Yan, yung low po nito na 32.79 kasi by that time na mag-create ito ng lower high and lower low, nakapag-create na rin siya ng corrective fan dito sa rounding top mo. Yun ay sa pantaha lang, yun ay expectation mo lang, but you have to wait kung mangyayari, you have to wait and see kung mangyayari siya. The important thing there to bear in mind is babantayan mo. So yun po ang ano dito. Ano po ito ano matakaw sa bantayan. So ang cut loss mo is 36.08 which is 48 pips. So kung wala na pong katanungan sa British Pound, we can now move on sa ating AUD-USD. Ang AUD-USD naman, ang ano kasi dito, ang British Pound, it is still hounded by the Brexit issue. Although sinasabi nila na hindi tayo papayag na papasok ang 2021 nang walang agreement, that is still because they've already said that before too na hindi matatapos ang ganito, hindi matatapos ang 2020 na walang agreement, and malapit nang matapos ang 2020 wala pa ring agreement. So that makes the market players jittery between what is being said and what is actually achieved or what is actually done, kasi politicians are fond of that, ano, they say the other thing and they do the other thing. So ito po ang ano ngayon. Ito yung trend line mo. This is the farthest distance. This is the farthest distance from your trend line. At nung nag-break siya, yan dapat yung target niya. So hindi pa niya na-achieve yan at it is starting to make a correction to 75.78. So it's your choice if you want to take advantage, kasi sometimes yung may mga ibang traders, no, I would like to take advantage of this. I would like to take advantage of its downward move from this point up to this point. Ang tanong ko sa iyo, how sure are you that it will reach this point? Technically speaking, it might reach this point, but how sure are we? Is there any guarantee? Meron bang nagagaranti na bababa ito hanggang dito? Because it may only go down to here. Kasi kung nakikita mo dito, it has been consistently paying respect to the 50-day moving average. Will it correct up to here? Although a rule says in technical analysis that when it breaks a trend line, as a rule of thumb, it always goes back to where the trend line that has been broken. Pero hindi niya sinasabing nagagaranti yan na lagi niyang gagawin ang ganyan. So if the trend is going up, do not go against the trend. Because if you go against the trend, it may happen na yung kanyang pag-correct ay panandalian at maiksi lang. So titingnan mo to, no? Dito nag-correct siya, panandalian at maiksi lang. Tapos umakyat uli siya. Nag-create siya ng higher high. So yung selling mo napag-iwanan na. So dito na naman nag-create siya ng ito ngayon, you had the chance to break even pero sabi mo ay mukhang bababa na. Sige, take advantage pa ako, biglang umakyat. Napag-iwanan ka na ng milya-milya ngayon. That is the danger of trading against the trend. So as I always stick by the best practice. Ang best practice dito is you trade with the trend. So if the trend is going up, most likely kung dito po natin tinitingnan na pwede siyang mag-support, by the time it gets near this trend line, so dyan po tayo pwedeng pumatol. 75, 90, at this area is 75.94. Kaya po ang buying natin is 75.94 sa AUD USD. Ang target mo is 76.50 50. Bakit 76.50? Yan yung initial price objective niya dati. Yan. Nilagay ko na lang ng 76.50 kasi ang sukat natin is 76.52. Pero ang market naman kasi, they have tendency to put their stop loss or take profits at round number level. So ibig sabihin lang yan, wala pong pinagkaiba yan sa atin pagka nag-anticipate tayo ng presyo, we always anticipate it in terms of its round numbers. Whole numbers. So ang cut loss mo dyan ay based on ATR. Ang ATR dito is 11 pips. So you multiply that by 2, that becomes 22 pips. Kaya po if you subtract that from your entry price, nagiging 75.72 ang cut loss mo. Ang next po natin ay ang gold, no? Ang ever napakagalaw na gold. So ngayon, nasa area of value siya. Will you buy or will you sell? Will you buy or will you sell? Ang ano niya, no? So since uptrend siya, and you notice na yung if you put a trend line here, bakit? Yan. If you put a trend line here, mas mainam po na baka ito ay mag-shadow dito sa trend line mo, abangan mo siya dito sa trend line mo. As long as your trend line is moving above or equal to your 50-day moving average, then you pay heed to your trend line. Kasi ang ano dito, ang problem dito sa gold is madalas po siyang kinakapos sa mga trend line niya. Tulad po nito, 'di ba yung sabi natin pagka nag-break sa trend line, babalikan niya. So ito yung trend line mo, binalikan ba niya? Oo, binalikan niya pero kapos. Ayan, yan yung sinasabi kong kapos. It has tendency na hindi niya balikan ng todo yung trend line. So you watch out also for possible reversal formations as it approaches this trend line or as it approaches this moving average or this moving average. So yan po. Kasi mahirap po ang magsabi dito ng lalo na sa gold, no, napaka ng galaw niya. Napaka-erratic ng galaw niya. Mahirap pong sabihin kung with one. So, paano ngayon ang gold? Ang gold naman po, ang tina-target po niya ngayon, kung yan yung you'll have to, ayan, so let me just do an extension. Kasi itong extension na to, kung napansin ninyo, no? Yung extension na to, ayan, kung napansin nyo po, yung extension na 61.8, inabot niya. Yan yung naging price target mo basing on the price action here. Nag-correct siya, inabot niya to. So ngayon naman, gagawin ba niya ulit yan? Most likely because ang market po is they have tendency to repeat their actions, no? Given the same. Kung walang magbabago sa fundamental niya, nothing will discourage them from buying gold, then they will continue to hit these price levels. So ang magiging target po nila is at least 1915 initially, 1915.38, 1921.38, and then followed by 1927. So pagpalagay na natin na ito muna. to be conservative about it, if you buy here or if you buy near this level, ang magiging target mo is the high of this one, which is 1896.27, before you can say that it will target 1915.27.
Picture ka ba kanina?
Hindi. Yan. So if you buy at 1878, 19, yan po ang magiging target mo. Tapos ang susunod na target mo is 1915. Is it 1915 or 1916.27? Ayan po. Ang pwedeng igalaw ng gold, no, as far as the target is concerned. So ang cut loss mo naman ay $12, and then of course I always say itong $12 is malaki po yan. Because if you are trading mini lot, then that would mean 120 USD pag natalo ka. That is why you have to compute for your lot size. You can either set your 12 USD to mean $20 or $10. Yun po. Depende sa puhunan nyo. O depende sa risk appetite nyo. Kasi habang paliit ng paliit ang risk mo, ganun din naman ang nangyayari sa it is proportionately equal to your potential earnings. Kung maliit ang risk mo, maliit din ang potential earnings mo. Ganun lang po. Kung malaki yung risk mo, malaki din po ang potential earnings mo. The only question there is you have to stay on the right side of the market. So kung wala na pong katanungan, we can now move on sa ating Forex news. So what to expect for today? So today is Friday. Ayan, since ano po, next week ay ano na po ba next week? 21 na po ata. Karamihan po ng mga expect for a thin trade to happen beginning on these dates, ano po. So malamang yan, ang last day of ano natin, ang last day of market briefing natin will happen on the 20th, malamang 21 na po tayo magla-last meeting for our ano po 21 or 22. I'm just not sure ano kung ano po yung, kasi karamihan nagde-declare po ng ano yan ng mga ano ang mga broker houses na it will be thin trade starting this and this and this. So ang expected naman po na thin trade is pagpasok na po ng palapit na ang Pasko. So hindi na po gaanong gagalaw yung mga currency pairs po natin. But since there is talks na ang ano daw, they will have agreement sa Brexit before mag-end ng year, so most likely the market is going to watch out for that event, no? So sinasabi ko lang na kaya po pala napaka-zen ng Japanese yen ay dahil merong BOJ policy meeting. So ano naman itong interest rate naman nila, matagal na pong napako yan sa -1. They cannot, they are not expected to change it anymore to less than -1 pa. Kasi parang ano na lang yan, parang they have that negative 0 to negative na interest rate nung araw pa po. Matagal na po silang naglalaro sa ganyang negative territory na interest rate. So pagka ikaw ang nagbabangko sa kanila, ikaw pa ang nagbabayad ng premium. So ayun po. So in 9 minutes, expect the Japanese yen to have to react, no? Kahit papaano naman, kahit as expected ang mangyayari niyan, magre-react pa rin because the market is waiting for a solid so nakikita mo naman nakaandito siya ngayon, naka pako sa resistance level niya. So yun po, because of the interest rate decision that is about to happen in 9 minutes. Ayan, so yan po yung inaabangan natin if they will say that depende sa magiging outlook po nila, if it's going to be deemed as hawkish, then it will be bullish for the Japanese yen. Ang sinasabi po nitong positive or bullish for the JPY, ibig sabihin bababa ang rate, ang kanilang exchange rate. Yan. If it is bullish, bababa po yan. If it is hawkish for the Japanese yen, then it will go down. If it is bullish for the Japanese yen, it will go down. But if it says it is bullish for the USD JPY pair, then the price will go up. Kasi ang nagiging bullish po doon ay ang US dollar. So that is how they describe that is how they word yung mga sinasabi po nila dito, no? You just have to read carefully. So yung isa pa pong red dito ay itong car sales. Ay sa Canada naman yan, hindi naman natin masyadong dinidiscuss ang Canadian dollar because it's loony. Yan. So mamayang hapon, itong tatlo, business sentiment, ito sentiment naman to. So business climate, current assessment, expectations, these are all sentiments. So kaya po siya hindi binigyan ng pula, pero pag pinagsama-sama mo sila, nagre-react pa rin ang market sa kanila. So on that note, that wraps up yung ating market briefing for this morning, and thank you for joining us and hope to see you all again this Monday para sa ating market briefing. So maraming salamat po and have a nice weekend everyone.